All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's the author, and you're joining me for the Fast 15. As we normally do on Wednesdays, about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we take no more than about a 15-minute moment to kind of pause, check up, check in, enjoy an encouraging note from any of my books, audio books, provide just a couple of announcements, and get you going on your day. We know when life is lifing, sometimes you can't wait until the end of the day or the beginning of the next day to kind of pause and reboot. So hopefully this midday opportunity, not only for me, but hopefully for others who are able to watch live or watch a little bit later on, get a chance to do so. So make sure to stay connected with me, AuthorASnorton, on the gram. Click on the link in the bio for my Linktree, linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton, so that way you can stay connected on all the books, audio books, the coffee collaboration with Fonte's Coffee with the author Andrew Snorton blend, the Lens of Pens podcast in collaboration with Emery Rose Photography, and other neat stuff, archival and otherwise. So I'm going to get a quick sip of coffee. I'm sipping on the medium roast today, so give me a moment. So again, I'm sipping on the medium roast of the author Andrew Snorton blend in collaboration with Fonte's Coffee. And we're going to get ready to dive in on our topic for the day. So normally the first Wednesday of the month is when I'll pull a selection from my library from another author whose work has been insightful, inspiring, all that, and then some. So it's not just me talking about my stuff, but I want to also, be able to periodically talk about whether pieces that my colleagues have done, pieces, from previous authors, what they've done that have helped kind of, have an impact. And hopefully it just encourages you and encourages a general love of reading. So we're going to make sure that we're doing that today because I ended up enjoying some downtime last week. I needed, a day or two, and hopefully you guys were able to at least enjoy a day or two to kind of unplug and slow down things for a little bit. So again, before we get into our topic, as I always do, we know that anyone that's watching can be going through a wide range of things, some positive and some far from it. So if you or someone you know is really going through a rough stretch, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationships, internal, external, definitely you have every right to feel some kind of way when things are not going well. But the bigger right you have is to take the moment to pause, slow down your moving parts as best as possible, reboot, and revisit. And sometimes that revisiting could lead, hey, if you need to get professional attention and you have access to it, please seek that out. If it means you just have to change up how you do things, read some books, things along those lines, identify positive things that you can do to help kind of revisit some things and how can I do things differently? How can I do things a little bit better? Sometimes it might be how you deliver a message. Sometimes it could be, like I said, your tone or your choice of words, or maybe thinking things through a little bit clear, or just taking more time to have your boo-hoo-hoo moments and get things out of your system. So if that sounds like you or someone we're definitely sending a word of encouragement out to you on that, and we definitely hope that you, in a positive manner, are able to turn the corner, turn the page, spin the block, however you want to call it, but be in a better space and place. On the flip side, there's people who are doing really well. They are getting their physical health together, their mental health together. They're getting their finances together, relationships. They've come to, constructive closure or peace or things along those lines. There might be you're celebrating a birthday, those types of things. So we definitely hope that if you or someone is going through something positive, take the time you need to celebrate because you know what you had to work through in order to get there. Don't overdo it, but do it enough to where you really take it all in and feed off the positive energy so that way you're ready for what lies ahead, good or not so good. So we always try to do, some type of word of encouragement or note because, like I said, you never know what people are not dealing with. So today, even though it's technically the second Wednesday of the month, this is the first Wednesday of the month that we're doing our talk. So I'm going back and digging in the crates for one of my favorite authors, Ralph Wiley. This was his book, What Black People Should Do Now, Dispatches from the Vanguard, and a little bit of background on Ralph Wiley. The late Ralph Wiley, member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, so shouts to our D9. Commentator for ESPN, writer for Sports Illustrated, definitely covered sports in an extraordinary high manner and fashion, but provided great social commentary and insight on a wide array of experiences and things along those lines. So I'm going to pull a selection from this book. Let me get it again. From his book, again, What Black People Should Do Now, Dispatches from the Vanguard, and it's from the closing of Identity and Purpose. So here's a piece that I want to read from this. Identity. After you establish who you are and you're safe with that, then you have to ask, what can I do with what I am? And you have to be honest with yourself. You have to find what your purpose is. Once you find it, purpose and identity will give you direction. Whatever you do and in whichever direction you go, try to do well and go well. That's pretty heavy. Identity, that's a whole nother conversation of itself. And it's a proverbial question, who are you? Who exactly are you? And then what are you doing with who you are? What are you doing with the gifts and talents you have? What are you doing in regards to access to resources, access to opportunities, whether it's individual opportunities, collective opportunities, opportunities to really help and empower and bridge the gap, let's say between authors and readers, or let's say between, on a larger scale, those who have health issues, and how we can kind of better bridge that gap. That's a big question because we see it across the board. I experienced that firsthand over the weekend. I'm not going to say who, but just who are you and what are you really doing? That's a good question. Who are you and what are you really doing? What are you truly doing to make the best of who you are, the best of how you can positively impact other people, the best of how we can bridge the gap? How do we walk and chew gum at the same time? There's a way we can pay homage, let's say our ancestors or those who fought battles before us, add some new things, and be able to even cast a bigger net or a wider shadow. So there's so many different directions on that regarding identity and purpose. And all of us at different points in time have to sit down somewhere and ask ourselves, who are we? Take inventory of our gifts and talents. What are we really doing with them? And how are we making a positive impact on as many people as possible? Even when at times it can be a challenge, and it can be difficult, and it can be draining, and it can be where people don't fully understand the path or walk. But by the same token, we can't just rely on doing things, the way we've always done them, because there's people that we're hurting. There's people that we're charged to reach and help and steward to. And we can't do it if we just stick to, I'm going to stick to doing things this way or doing things that way. Even with me doing this weekly chat, I'll admit there's times it's hard to do it, but I know that if I'm not using my platform and finding creative ways to bridge the gap, whether it's people to support the work I'm doing or just support things in general, then what am I really doing? So that's one of the takeaways and lessons from What Black People Should Do Now. Dispatches from the Vanguard. The late Ralph Wiley. Definitely pick up his archival stuff. It's really it can change your mindset and change your life. Okay, so a couple things to change your mindset and change your life. I want to start off by saying, of course, thank you to each and every one of you that are taking time to go ahead and lend support on all the different projects that are going on. I know there's a lot of moving parts. There's a couple things. Hey, shouts to Beauty2 Galore for joining. Make sure to check her out and the creative work she's doing across the board. So first, I definitely want to say thanks to everybody who's taking time to like, share, repost, support, all that, and then some. It really does mean a lot, and it makes a difference. But a couple of announcements that are on the horizon. August 1st, Portsmouth, Virginia. August 1st, join me at the Printed Word Bookstore in Portsmouth, Virginia. I will do an author's talk at that wonderful space and place, which is celebrating 3 years, going into their 4th year of existence. And shouts to my colleague Jazzy B for Real, who will serve as the moderator. So it'll be a great meet and greet, conversation on all the books, audiobooks, the coffee, all that type of thing. And of course, add a book or two to your favorite, for your favorite reader and things along those lines. August the 28th. August the 28th, returning to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The Book House, Winston-Salem, in the beautiful, stately Ronalda Gardens. Looking forward to being back there. I had a great time when I did an author's talk there in January of 2024. So looking forward to getting back to Winston, to the other hometown. So shouts to everybody in the Triad, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point. Of course, throw Kernersville in there, Clemens, places like that. I still know a little bit of my geography there. Trying to think of a few other things that are really coming up on the horizon. Belated thanks once again to Legacy Cuts up in Snellville, as well as the Georgia Spartans, with a great series, a great day on June the 28th at Exchange Park. So some great things going on. Shouts to our colleagues at Lens to Pens podcast. Our colleagues, our collaborative podcast that we do with Emory Rose Photography. The current episode is out now. Just add Lens to Pens, and we have a contest going on. So make sure to check out Lens to Pens on Instagram. Check out the details for the contest that we have. It is open until this coming Saturday, July 12th. There's the possibility that you and a colleague could attend the PBR, which is a professional bull riding circuit. They're doing their series event at the Gas South District on July the 26th and 27th. So we've got some tickets that, if you follow the instructions, that you and a colleague may be able to go to that. But check out Lens Depends podcast for more details. Lens Depends on Instagram and your favorite social media platforms. Gosh, I'm trying to think there's a lot of stuff that's going on. I definitely want to shout out. I'll just go ahead and give some general shouts to the entities I know. Shouts to the chapter, Iota Zeta Sigma chapter, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. They have their fitness walk taking place this coming Saturday morning. It'll be at Stonecrest Mall, but make sure to check them out on the gram, get some details. If you're somebody you know likes to go ahead and walk and do physical fitness, I'm right on cue. Get Relly Fit, man. Been a minute since touch base with her, but this might be something of interest to you for Get Relly Fit. So again, check out this Saturday, July 12th, bright and early in the morning, the Iota Zeta Sigma chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated doing their fitness walk, and it is in memory of one of their deceased sorors who is a big fitness advocate. Proceeds go to help support their community service projects, so make sure to check them out. And I know there's other entities that are doing community pieces. Get them to me. I'll try to do what I can, pump those up. But again, on my end, the biggest thing that I'll have coming up will be August 1st. I'll be in Portsmouth, Virginia, where I'll be at the Printed Word bookstore in Portsmouth. And then, of course, I got to get my coins up to support the next day for the Social Butterflies Foundation. That will be August 2nd for their memorial walk that they do for those living with lupus and fibromyalgia. I was a supporter of that last year, had an extraordinary time at the Boo Williams Sports Complex. So VA peeps, August 1st, August 2nd. So Social Butterflies, thank you for your patience. I'm going to get my stuff in. Trust me, I'm going to get my stuff in, really. So I'm going to be really excited to do stuff August 1st for the Author's Talk at the Printed Word bookstore, and then August 2nd at the Boo Williams Sportsplex in Hampton, Virginia, to help support Social Butterflies Foundation and their walk to support those living with and living through lupus and fibromyalgia. So those are things that are on the immediate horizon. Definitely make sure, stay connected. The gram's the easiest way, but if you go on Linktree, linktr.ee /AuthorASnorton, that way you can check out the socials, the archival episodes, Conversation Corner on Status Network, the podcast series Lens and Pens podcast in collaboration with Emory Rose Photography, the coffee collaboration, the AuthorASnorton blend, where we have the decaf, light, medium, and bourbon infused. That's in collaboration with Fonte's Coffee. Just found out, new interview drop, and it's been out, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop it tomorrow because I want to make sure the focus goes on this. So as we get ready to wind down and bring it back again, hopefully this is a moment for everybody to kind of pause and reboot. Like I say from the jump, sometimes you can't wait to the end of the day, to get that physical or mental break or what have you, or the beginning of the next. So hopefully this midday pause helps people. It definitely helps me kind of reset so I can get myself together for the afternoon. So definitely feel free to like, share, repost, inbox if you have questions, comments, things along those lines. And of course, I always shout out people who join me when I do pop on live. So Beauty 2 Galore, definitely check out the creative work that she's doing. And she has some great spiritual tidbits that she provides just to kind of help people get perspective on her own end. And she's got a book as well. We just need to make sure that she talks more about it. I know I put you on blast, but okay. And Get Really Fit. Gosh, I tell you what, I have to sit down with her at some point in time. Extraordinary, talented individual, from not only dabbling in with music, but a great painter, and now doing great things in regards to your diet, in regards to fitness and general wellness. Oh yeah, I see you. I know you're going to hit me back and be like, why'd you do that? It's like, cause I can't. But, yeah, definitely anytime I'm live and people pop on, I definitely want to shout them out. You're not ready. You know what? I'm going to say this. I'm not ready. There's different things that we're not ready and whatnot, but to borrow a quote from one of my books, people are waiting to hear it from you. So people are waiting to hear it from you, and they need to hear it from you. So I'm just going to leave it there. But we'll have that talk soon. I know you're going to look at me cross-eyed next time if you see me. Oh my gosh. So we hopefully during this time to pause and reboot and enlighten, where you're getting some good humor as well. But again, and kind of bringing all this together, like I said, anyone when I pop on live and they're on, I'm definitely going to shout them out, because there's a lot of people doing some creative work and they don't always get the opportunity to be seen or be heard. So I don't mind sharing, my platform, just as other people have shared their platforms with me. Oh my gosh. So I'm thankful and grateful. And there's part of a way to reciprocate is to do the same. But again, hopefully this is time for people to just kind of pause, catch their breath, make sure to watch this from the beginning, run it back. I'll have this reposted on the YouTube channel, and then we'll chop up smaller key segments for you to think and reflect. So in that spirit, in that note, I thank each and every one of you for your time, your attention, your support and encouragement, all that, and then some. And as I always say to close out, whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift movement is movement. Keep it victorious. Keep it moving. All of you take extraordinary care. And until next time, seriously, take care. Peace.